It's time for you to get out and nominate your favorite podcast. The show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards is The Outer Realm, and that's in the category of Best Female Hosted Podcast. The Outer Realm is a popular show hosted by Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano, which has millions of listeners each week. They are well known for their laid-back, roundtable style of interviewing. Together, this dynamic duo brings you the best of the best with guests from around the world who are well-versed within their respective fields of ufology, paranormal, cryptozoology, folklore, and anything else that would be deemed outside the realm of normal. Michelle is an international public figure who has spent the last 2 decades working in the international paranormal community in research and media. Amelia is a remote viewing medium with 10 years of working with missing children, as well as cold and active murder cases. So go to podcastawards.com to nominate The Outer Realm in the category of Best Female Hosted Podcast. That's podcastawards.com. It's super easy. So just please take a moment and get out and go vote. Time to get out and vote. All right, everybody, it's time for you to get out and nominate your favorite podcasts. The show I want you to consider for the People's Choice Podcast Awards is Chasing Prophecy in the category of Society and Culture. Take a ride down the rabbit hole with Jenny Nicasio, Sean Kelly, and Jason Iampietro, where each episode brings a roundtable approach to conversations about supernatural phenomena, hidden secret societies, underground bunkers, magical conspiracies, the paranormal, cryptic creatures, aliens, ghosts, legends, and myths from around the world. Chasing Prophecy radio program dives into topics that entice the imagination and seduce the mind, some of which are taboo. Chasing Prophecy, where they discuss anything and everything beyond the scope of normal. Go to podcastawards.com to nominate Chasing Prophecy in the category of Society and Cultures. That's podcastawards.com. Take a moment and get out and vote.
And we are live on the Red Pill News. And get out and vote, rock the vote, man. You know, if you're going to vote for something, vote for me. Why not? If you're going to write something in, vote for me. Do it. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about people out there. I think people out there can be difficult, you know what I mean? And can be obnoxious at times too, man. So on the Red Pill News, we sort of like sort them out, you know what I mean? On this here show, we're going to talk about the lunacy. The lunacy. Look at the first lady calling Latinos tacos, and I mean, like, I don't know. If this was Trump and the Trump administration or anybody from his administration said anything remotely like that, the left media, the whole bandle of them would be going crazy, screaming racist, and oh my God, they're gonna go every freaking different direction out of racist and whatever. Tacos, man. So no surprise. You know what? The Bidens haven't shocked me because they're exactly what I think they are. And Joe Biden, this dude, if he was my grandfather, I'd be like, you got to step down, get off the stage with you got dementia, grandpa. You know what I mean? And he's just not up to the task. When he ran for president, he was in the basement of his house. I mean, basically, he wasn't out. If he went out, it was very structured with just a handful of people, and they blamed it all on COVID. The Democrats love excuses. They love to blame things on other things, but a true leader, a real leader, a true leader takes the responsibility and the humility of the people unto himself. They don't have that, the Bidens. They don't have. Look at his son. You think his son is far from apples don't fall far from the tree, man. Biden with his weird sniffing kids, and his son with the hookers and the crack and buying crack. Not just buying crack and all the hookers and all that. And it turns out that Biden actually paid for some of his hookers, Thanks, Dad. He paid for some of them. But it really comes down to, are you kidding me? That's why. Are you gonna video all the evil ills that you do? Because this guy's proud of it. He's proud of what he is, proud of what he is. Hey man, he's a high achiever. Got kicked out of the Navy for doing cocaine, and then after that, he became a big power player in the Ukrainian oil scene, making a ton of money every month, don't knowing nothing about oil. Now that's a guy who should write a book. You know what I mean? Say books like my last name is Biden, and that's all you need to say, and you make the big money. So all the people out there struggling every day, all the people out there going through all the living hell that they have to go through at all the paces, and paying those nice fat taxes. You don't forget about that to this crackhead gluttonous government, all these taxes. So, and then you see a dude like that just kind of skating, and he's not a Hollywood star. He's only famous for being a low life derelict and Joe Biden's son. So, of course, 4th of July, he's at the White House looking at the fireworks going off. He was probably high as hell doing all that. And if this was a Trump son, oh my God, so Ivanka Trump died today, last night, whatever it was, had a heart attack, I guess. So sad for the Trump family and all that. I don't blow horns for Trumps because I'm not a Trumper or a Trump fan. I just call a pig and a war a war. I'm not going to sit there and say things are great because a certain leadership is in there. The Democrats have lost it a long time ago. They've lost it. And I don't think they're ever going to get it back. If they do, it's going to take a long time for people to really forgive and forget of all the terrible things that they've done, all the lies they told, and all the people they're not representing. Most of all, they play the game. They just use people against one another, and they play the game. So yeah. That's what we got. So then I look for alternate news. I'm tired of seeing Hunter Biden with his crack pipe and all his crack, complaining about the amount of crack and the cost of it. There's some Russian hooker sitting there, and he's like badgering her. He's like nagging her. You nag a hooker. I treat you better than anybody. Hmm. I treat you better. I've been I give you more respect than anybody that you meet. Oh my God. This freaking guy's got to win John. Get over and done with. Get the hell out ski. What's funny though? It's not funny, is that the Steele dossier that Hillary crafted with other people, the evidence, that the false evidence that they manufactured. Let's just say it like that, because that's what it is. That thing had all kinds of Russian hookers and Russian collusion, and Trump was in bed with hookers, and they were urinating on him, and the depths of where they went and how gross and disgusting, all the things that they could think of to put out there. you know doesn't that make you feel like, damn, I don't want these people anywhere near government office. They're horrible people. They're just horrible people. So now you got this guy, he's the son, he's hanging out in the White House, sleeping in the White House, has everything going on, and he's exactly the person that you don't need around there. Now law enforcement saying that they're going to go after him for sex trafficking, for getting these escorts and having them come hundreds of miles to where he was over state lines and that type of thing. So unbelievable. And you know what? When you look at the Prince Andrew, look what the Queen has done. She's put distance between herself and that guy as far, stripped him of all kinds of titles and this and that. He's still a rich bastard. he's just frowned upon right now for the time being, right? Until it fades away and they can enter back into the circle again. That's usually how it goes with these people. But not Biden. Biden's got a son right there, flaunting him in front of everybody. People see the headlines, see what's going on. They know this guy's a POS. Hey man, they denied that laptop for how long? How long? Denying laptops, it doesn't exist. It's Russian propaganda. So the Russian propaganda wasn't the Steele document, right? Steele dossier. That guy was supposed to be British intelligence and whatever. Let me tell you, man, after watching the last few James Bond movies, British intelligence doesn't really doesn't impress me. So the only thing left out there for me is shark attacks, because I find some kind of solace knowing that nature is striking back in some kind of way. You don't just go out there and force nature into positions it's not usually meant to be in. So I was watching another, but someone sent me this video of this girl with a bear cub in her lap, right? And she's like, "Could you shoot your cute bear cub?" The bear like bit her on the chin and held on. It was like ripping back and forth. It's a wild animal, you idiot. What the hell are you doing? It's a wild animal, you moron. You don't do that. This is just stuff you don't do. So there's a Darwin Award for people that get killed doing stupid things. I don't know how many of the bison this season. You know, Yellowstone had a huge flood, wrecked a good part of the park. They're still letting some people in some places, and they go in there. They walk up to these bison like they're stuffed animals or something. You know, like you're not approaching some animal that is wild and also maybe feel threatened because I mean people are threatening. I feel threatened by people. I feel threatened. I just deal with Instacart when they come here. I talk to the little slit in the door. Just put the stuff down and go. I'll give you an extra chip. Bye. So, that's what we've got. We've got stupid people doing stupid things. And when people do stupid things, I don't know, man. So, when I was a kid, I was in Long Beach, New York, right? I lived close to the town. Every summer, we spent summers at the beach. So, I'm in the water. And that was probably maybe like 9 years old, we'll say. I'm in the water, like waist deep, literally for a 9 year old. I'm 6'5", so I was a tall kid, but still in the water, waist deep. Lifeguards, people out there. My sister's on the beach with my grandmother hanging out. My mom was working, and after work she would come down to the beach, and we'd have dinner out on the beach. Like pizza or whatever, meatball heroes, that kind of cool stuff, man. Have a little picnic, and I'm in the water, and all of a sudden I felt this thing almost knocked me over. Like it was hard and it just kind of bumped into me. And this is all driftwood and that type of thing. So of course you go to the least threatening thing that's in your mind. You got just hit by a sludge ball or whatever washes up on Long Island, dead body, and or hospital waste that was going on for a while. And what else was? Oh yeah, driftwood. So then all of a sudden, lifeguard's going wild. Boom, boom, starts blowing his little whistle. Tweet, 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 tweet. And get out of the water. Get out of the water. Of course, when you say that, people freak out and they all start running out of the water like splash, splash, splash. And it's like we're ringing the shark bell. Bing, 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 shark, And this was the day and age of Jaws. You know what I mean? You're lucky even people went into the goddamn water after seeing that movie. You know what I mean? They kind of kept people out of the water for a couple of years in the 70s. So my sister said she saw me and it looked like I got up on top of the water and ran on top of the water. She said I didn't splash at all. I just got up on the water. I pulled the Jesus, get me out of here. I'm going to walk on water, man. Let me take this right now. Woo! I remember that too. I remember running the hell. I don't remember the splashing. I just remember running the hell out of there. And then they were like, "It's a shark, shark!" Oh, and I guess that's what bumped into me. They identified some kind of tiger shark close to shore later on, but that's Long Island, man. You know what? If you're on Long Island, you could get stabbed, you can get shot, you get hit by a bus, or run over by a car, a drunk driver, whatever, man. A shark is the least of your worries. If you get bumped by a shark, and you're able to walk out on your own, that's cool. I remember from my early days of watching shark stuff, my early days. This is before the internet, you know what I mean? Now, no information, just like I hung out at the library a lot. I watched videos and did those little microfilm things and read a lot. So anyway, I was like checking out. It's like the worst thing you can do, and 90% of the time, when a shark attacks somebody, they think it's some kind of prey. They don't like humans. They can't really digest our bones, and they don't like it. So they're not our choice is food. You know what I mean? So they think that you're a seal or something flopping around, or some kind of fish or animal in distress, and then they get right on you. So I didn't get bitten. I was cool with that. Later on in years, when I was shooting professional fireworks for a company called Meyer Fireworks, at Jones Beach for Jones Beach Amphitheater, the concerts there. We would shoot fireworks from a little tiny barge, like little like a postage stamp. Saying, you know what? You got like hundreds of fireworks, big, from 3 inch all the way to 12, all the way, big mortars, and you're on a barge in Zack's Bay on Long Island behind Jones Beach, which has probably the more sharks than you can even think of. Because it's got a lot of food, Zack's Bay. It's got a lot of great fishing, all kinds of stuff. Smorgasbord. It's literally a buffet for sharks, right? And then if you misfire a shell, you're jumping in the water. So yeah, just to let you know, I have some shark background, a little shark attack stuff. So now Long Island, and I predicted this, that I think all of nature is going off because I think that people are going off. I think that there's so much tension and stress out there, fear, anxieties. It all kind of just flows out in the air like electricity, and it affects other things. So we're in a very dismal, negative type of flow. You know what I mean? Which isn't saying you can't find a positiveness or a positive flow in that negative flow. Depends on your personality, really. So the animals are going crazy. The grizzly bears are attacking. The baby grizzly bears are attacking. The antelope are attacking. I saw some antelope attacks. Yeah. And of course, shark attacks. So now Long Island, they just had 5 shark attacks just within a few days. So a tourist was bitten by a shark in shallow waters on Long Island Wednesday evening, just hours after a surfer was chomped on nearby. So surfers, when a shark sees that, they just see the surfboard and the little arms, spindly arms and legs pedaling. But let me tell you, Long Island surfers are ridiculous because there really is no waves. It's not California. It's not Hawaii. It's not even like a wave pool. it's waves. Maybe if a storm comes by, and you're lucky, you get some surfable waves. All right. I'll tell you that right now. So when you see those guys out there, that they're just little rich bitches that are out there that can afford thousands of bucks for equipment that they don't need. It's like buying a really high-end car that has no wheels. So whatever. My humble opinion on Long Island surfers. They're silly, but the sharks seem to like them, so that's good. All right, this is five shark attacks in just a week or so. Right, so the latest victim only identified as a 49-year-old man from Arizona. Let me tell you something about New York. When you hear the word victim, and then you hear they're from out of town, people kind of have a little giggle going, because it's your fault for visiting New York. It's your fault. Nobody told you. We didn't invite you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not Mr. Tourism. Hey, come to New York. Hey, do. Hey, yo, hey, New York. Hey, yo. No, we're like, welcome to New York. Get out. That was a joke when I was a kid. Every time we'd see a sign when coming back into New York, is like, welcome to New York. We kind of spray paint, get out on there, a long time ago. Beyond statute limitations for graffiti. Yeah, man. Get out. Because people tend to get killed. We know tourists get killed. There's something that we know that's going to happen. Oh, yeah, you're at Penn Station. You just ran into a nice Dutch couple. They're looking up at the buildings and their luggage is on the ground. And then they look down, their luggage is gone because people took it. They made them, do you know where we are? To the police, sir. Someone stole our luggage. And I'd be like, it was the cops that took your luggage. Welcome to New York, pal. Now get out. There's this cool video. This woman, like, all happy. She's got off the bus. She's in New York. And she's like, I'm in New York, all singing. And some guy's like, hey, lady, shut the F up. That's New York. So New York sharks are no different. They're no different. They'll take a bite out of you, especially if you're annoying them, man. So this guy's a 49-year-old man from Arizona who was standing in waist deep water on Fire Islands. Fire Island, they got a reputation, man. On the Seaview Beach. There's also some nude beaches, man. Maybe he had his tackle dangling. Maybe he was fishing or something, was fishing for something. Seaview Beach, when he was attacked just after 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. Sharks like to feed. daytime, nighttime, all time. They really like to feed when the other fish are out, which tend to feed at the end of the day and the beginning of the day, right? So, and they should rename the Seaview Beach Shark, Shark Attack, yar. Okay, the shark came up from behind him and bit him on his left wrist and his buttocks. Not quite the butt biting that he was probably looking for at that time at Fire Island. Still, the victim was able to walk out of the water before he was flown to Stony Brook Hospital with non-threatening injury. So you really need to fly a guy to Stony Brook with non-threatening, non-life-threatening injuries. They're gonna whack him for that helicopter cost. Let me tell you, man, those helicopters, 20 to 50,000 bucks to fly your ass from one place to another. I mean, hey, if it's life threatening, that's fine. You got to get there in a hurry. But if a shark bits you in the ass, let's face it, and you bit you in the ass and you're doing all right, I think you can take your time. They should have brought him to Bay Shore Hospital, man. He wanted to run the hell out of there as fast as possible. He'd really tell me, like, just patch me up and get me out of here. I don't like this crowd. They're looking at him sideways. You were bitten by a shark. Damn, kind of your wallet. The attack came less than 12 hours after a 41-year-old attorney, Sean Donnelly, was bitten on the calf while surfing off nearby. You see, he's a lawyer. He's got enough money because he's probably like his ambulance chaser to get a great board and buy the thing, like the what they wear, the gear that keeps him dry, wetsuit. He got himself a wetsuit, but it's all high end, and a shark bit him. He's a lawyer. Probably gave the shark a bad taste in his mouth and let that go. Look for something a little more Arizona. You know what I mean? I don't like this one. I tried. But I'm gonna try some. I'm gonna try some of this. This seems kind of a little dry skin, little beef jerky going on in Arizona. You have to gotta think what a shark prefers. A little beef jerky, Arizona. That's right. When's a shark gonna get a chance to bite somebody from Arizona? That shark's probably popular with all the other sharks. What did he taste like? A little deep beef jerky-ish. I'll tell you, I got that buttocks. I got that buttocks. That's where the meat is. That's right. Other sharks laughing. So, and this was also where 33-year-old lifeguard Zach Gallo had been bitten just 10 days earlier. So, and then, lifeguard, got to give him a break, man. You know what I mean? Although I think a lifeguard knows enough to stay away from sharks. I don't know. I can't judge people, man. I just know I got bumped by a shark, and yeah, I remember the exact feeling, how it felt when it bumped into me to begin with. So yeah, and also the feeling afterwards when they told me what the hell it was. Yeah. Anyway, meanwhile, a swimmer at Jones Beach suffered a cut right foot that was also deemed a possible shark bite. You see that? Now you're getting a little picky. Cut foot. I know they didn't step on some beer bottle. There's a lot of garbage at that beach there. You know what I mean? It's New York. You gotta expect that type of stuff. Possible shark. Shark gonna bite your little foot. It's not gonna bite your foot. Shark bites your foot's gone. Look down, and my foot was gone. Oh yeah, that's a possible shark. So another lifeguard was bitten on the foot by a shark. It's all foot biting. Maybe baby sharks, while training about 150, 200 yards offshore. Yeah, I'm gonna start training them in the pool, maybe. I don't know. I guess they have, they gotta train. You think that they would know how to avoid sharks. I see videos all the time of people swimming with sharks. These beautiful girls in bikinis, and then they're like shark people. They spend all the time in the water. They swim with sharks. These dudes, little speedos on. Maybe that's the clue. You gotta be almost naked or something like that. I see them all the time swimming with sharks. These huge, great white sharks. Sharks don't eat them, so they must be doing something right. They're swimming with sharks. The sharks aren't eating. You know what I mean? I used to go to New York Aquarium all the time, man. Go in there and hang out right at the shark tank. I think sharks are cool. There was a shark there that I swear to God remembered me from when I was a kid, man. It was a blue shark. And I had been there ever since the early days. And, we used to go there on class trips. My mom used to take us there and go to Coney Island and all that. And then the shark would like come by and like look at me with his eyeball and like kind of bump the glass. And I put my hand up. It's like that movie Arrival. You know what I mean? I'm trying to communicate with the shark. I had this girl Judy with me, and we were a little bit with the herbage at that time. You know what I mean? So we go in there, and then I told her the story about the shark, and she didn't believe me. And I'm like, we're gonna go in there. This blue shark's gonna float right up to me, and then kind of bump the glass and give me the eyeball. And she's like, "No way, you're crazy, man." Hippies. I took her to the tank. The shark did exactly that. She like ran out of there terrified. She was terrified. I'm like, "What are you scared about?" The shark knows you. It's like having a fish or something. It remembered me. You know what I mean? Likes my energy or something, man. So sharks I have no problem with. Other animals like alligators are I think they're more unpredictable. You know what I mean? And of course, whatever you tend to mess with out there, whatever you mess with, that messes back with you. I tell you, don't mess with nature. Don't mess with animals. You know what I mean? So so now, so they're not closing the beaches, that happened in Jaws. We've got to close the beaches. We can't close the beaches, the politician wanted to keep the beaches open. The cop, Roy Scheider, wanted to close the beaches. I have to watch that movie later on. Had a great dynamic between the two characters, that dude and the other dude. Their names escape me for the moment, but they hate each other. I think that makes for good music, good movies, man. Like the guys in Pink Floyd hated each other basically, made great music. There's something to that. So Nassau police also responded to report a shark sighting at Toby Beach. I used to hang out there in Oyster Bay. Toby Beach is Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay is the North Shore. At about 1:20 p.m. But that's not Toby Beach. Anyway, I think they got their information wrong. But there was no report of injury. So, but there's sharks. Yeah, there's sharks in the Long Island Sound. There's shark anywhere there's salt water. How's that? In the bay. If I was a shark, I'd be all over the place looking for stuff. Just hang around one area, biting lawyers, people in the butt. That's a little shark embarrassing right there. You know what I mean? Look at this dude being treated. Look at the angst. I wish I could show you these pictures. The angst on their face when this chick's like looking at the water for a shark. All right. This guy who got bitten. Let's see. I just let's see. Let's see. He said, "Once I was in the water, I was just happy to be back." Okay. My fellow lifeguards were and I were yelling, "Who's ready for round two?" He joked. Oh. Donnelly, the surfing lawyer, bitten Wednesday, told Newsday that he was aware of the earlier attacks before he became the latest victim in the waters. Now he's going to sue New York. He'll sue New York State because they didn't close the beaches. He said it was a calculated risk that I got wrong. Yeah, that's not the lawyer you want. You know what I mean? He believes his attacker was a 5 foot long sand tiger shark that came under me, one that he punched as a lucky wave broke, pushing him to the shore. He's a hero. He's a hero. You know what? Oh. How's this? He's a hero. That's right. It's my live audience. My Trevor Noah live audience I borrowed from him. You know what? So the attorney said it would not deter him from returning to riding waves and made clear that even though they're not really waves, he looks like a douche out there. It doesn't matter because he likes to do it. He likes to do it. Good for him, man. And he made clear he has no right to seek a claim against his attacker. So even a lawyer, you know what? A shark's got to be careful, man. You need shark lawyer. We have a fetus lawyer on staff here at UPRN, but we don't have a shark attorney, man. Might have to find one somewhere. Let's see. The lawyer said I don't begrudge him. He was just doing his job, being a shark. Yeah, because the guy probably calls himself a shark. Look, I got bitten by a shark. You know what I mean? He didn't lose his head. He didn't lose his head at least. So Close the beaches, close the beaches. Stuff's always happening. You're in more danger out there, dealing with people in New York, especially at all the shootings and stabbings, the unbelievable, the stuff you hear about on the news. That's just a little bitty, itty bitty drop in the bucket compared to what goes on. That's just like not even 1% compared to what really goes on. I used to go to the city every day. I saw crime every day, and not just the ones I was committing. I'm talking about other people, man. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them out there. You could go into that subway, or just Penn Station. Just by the time you get off the train, not including all the stuff you've seen on the train, by the time you get off the train, and you make your way upstairs, you've already seen like 10 different crimes. You know what I mean? So, you're not the cop, so who cares? As long as they're not victimizing you, you want to try to help people when you can. Like LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, this guy's funny. I think he's got too much free time and too much money to sit around. He needs to do something with his time more than comment on things he doesn't know anything about. And I don't feel like, I'm not gonna insult the guy, but I don't think that he's really well educated, man, when it comes to anything. You know what I mean? He's a rich basketball player who made all of his money from being a great basketball player. I don't watch basketball. I don't get into that stuff. I get into sports. I feel like these guys get paid millions of bucks to play a boys' game, a kid's game, and they just parlay it to us. So yeah, I get people get into it. They watch it, whatever. I don't have the patience to do the back and forth. I don't know. Basketball, at least they're running, but some action. Golf, oh my god, I don't know how you can watch golf. I think people don't. I think people tune it in so they can fall asleep. They have problems sleeping or something. And tennis, tennis is the big thing. You got that new little prince, you know, picking his nose at Wimbledon, which was funny as hell. Funny as hell. That kid is all about being out there and being difficult. So his nannies aren't doing a good job, that's for sure. But it comes down to LeBron James. LeBron James questioned if WNBA star Brittany Griner, who's currently cooling her heels in a Russian gulag, should return to the United States whenever she is released from her incarceration in Russia. The Los Angeles Lakers star made the comment about the Phoenix Mercury star in a trailer for his show, The Shop, which is scheduled to air on Friday on uninterrupted YouTube channel. You know something about YouTube? I'm starting to boycott YouTube altogether. I don't like YouTube. I don't like their censorship. I don't like what they do. There's some private corporation telling people how to live, what to think, what to do, punishing people for things they have not done wrong. Same for Facebook. There's a real wave of people sick of it. So anyway, okay. So now LeBron James. So he says now, how can she feel like America has her back, James said. I would be feeling, I should do it in a LeBron James voice.
How about this? Now, how could she feel like America has her back? I would be feeling like, do I even want to go back to America?
So it's got to tell you what an idiot he is, because why, why does she want to come back to America? Here she is, she's like crying in Russia, you know, "Oh, Joe Biden, please help me, please help me. Oh, please help me." And they're doing everything, people are doing everything they really can. We're not really on good standing with Russia right now, which is part of what's all this going on. There's a war going on with Ukraine with Russia, and we're supplying Ukraine with all kinds of weapons. So Russia's not very happy about anything that we're doing, obviously, and we're not happy about what they're doing. She brought drugs into Russia. El stupido. La stupida. Yeah, you brought drugs in Russia. And then you thought it was no big deal, because this is the arrogance of that group of people that wants to just denounce everything, hate on everything. They're the so-called woke. It's the opposite. They're not woke at all. They're idiots is what they are. So we have a whole bunch of that going on in the United States of America. But she went to Russia to play ball with a Russian team between her season, and it was her financial deal. She brought drugs in Russia. She got caught with drugs in Russia. That's that. She's looking at 10 years. She pled guilty, right? So LeBron James continues. We'll see. He did this all on Twitter. That's where he shares his amazing bits of knowledge. That and the dopey commercials that he's in. These commercials for Doritos. Should I? He was.
I like these two Doritos. Should I take this one or should I try that one? I don't know. I'm going to try both of them because I'm LeBron James and I can afford to buy everything in the world.
That's how I feel about it. Okay. All right. Here we go. He continues.
My comments on the shop regarding Brittany Griner wasn't knocking our beautiful country. I was simply saying how she's probably feeling emotionally along with so many other emotions, thoughts, etc. inside that cage she's been in for over 100 days. Long story short, bring her home.
Of course, this is the same woman who was against the singing the national anthem. She led her teammates not to sing the national anthem. She kept singing how these things should be banned. She's ashamed to be an American. She hates America. Oh yeah. So yesterday she hated America and she will want to ban everything, and including our national anthem. Today she please bring me home to my country. I miss my home. I miss my home. This Russia. Yeah. Okay. That's what they're all about. That's what they're all about. The ones who take the knee, the ones who grandstand and do a lot. They don't do it for the cause. They do it for themselves to bring attention to themselves. That's really what it is, right? And then LeBron James, who isn't smart enough to understand any of this stuff. I'll say that. You know why I'm saying that? Because he wasn't educated, man. There are other people who called him out when they, to go back and get an education, go back to college. You have the free time. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's out there, very well educated guy, very smart guy. He's out there pushing education, trying to get people educated. And he said even King James can benefit from an education. Going back to college. So not everybody misses this little bit, but he's a rich guy. He's popular. They're going to put him on TV. You see who's out there on television and what their appeal is to people, and then he's going to make these dumbass statements and then retract them quickly because people call him out on it. This is the day and age of being called out. If you pay attention to socialist media, this is the day and age of being called out. So let's see. Then he posted again.
We need to quickly come together and help do whatever we possibly can to bring BG home quick and safe.
Really? Do you really think that? Because he didn't think that before. She should think about going somewhere else. Yeah. Go ahead. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else where they're going to enjoy your company, and then denounce that country and see how long your head lasts on your shoulders. Go ahead. These people have no idea how good they have it here in the United States of America. They have no idea. A lot of people do, and they love their country and they appreciate the freedoms that we enjoy, but not this one. And she's been so successful and done so well, but yet she's going to rub people's face in all the crap. And I don't love my country, and the American flag is terrible, and all this other stuff that she said. So I hope that she thinks about all this stuff while she's over there in that gulag. And now they're looking to trade some terrorist who has killed lots of people. He's an arms dealer. And then looking to trade him for her. And you know what? We have him in custody. Keep him in custody. She can get herself out of this trouble. She got herself into the trouble. She smuggled drugs in a country that has a zero tolerance for drugs, right? And there you go. All right. So then I love this. I love this about face. Oh, wait. Here we go. She so she wrote to Biden and Kamala Harris, Right to Kamala Harris is useless. You know, she'll just sit there and laugh and say the same word. Oh, LeBron James also shared a message demanding President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris bring Griner home swiftly and safely.
I demand that you bring her home right now. I need her here in the United States. I need a home for my show. Put her on my show. I want to know what happened to you in the gulag. We're going to make that a pay-per-view special.
So bring her home. And this guy, so this is like the arrogance of people. I demand, how about she shouldn't have brought drugs into Russia and she would have been able to come back? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what? She went to go play in Russia to begin with all this stuff going on, the fighting with the Ukraine, and they're killing all these people now and doing all that. So that's where her loyalties are. Yeah, maybe she should stay there, you know. So let's see. As a decorated Olympian and member of an elite global sports team, BG's detention must be resolved out of respect for the sanctity of all sport and for all Americans traveling internationally. I think that they missed the point. Yeah, you respect the place that you go to by not bringing drugs there. So join us in demanding that President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Why do they think that they really have any kind of, I mean, the more you ask for something of a Russia in this climate, the more they're going to say no and laugh about it, right? They could care less about keeping her in jail. It's better for them to keep her in jail to Russians because they can just flaunt it more and be on top of that. And so these people that are demanding, they don't understand what that means, and I think they've lost themselves in all this BS happening here in the United States. Protesting and burning down police stations and nobody held accountable. Yeah, like that. That mentality. Oh no. Go ahead and loot stores like Target and Macy's or whatever store. They're going into these little store, mom and pop stores, loot them, take everything, take all the jewelry, rape people, kill people, do all that stuff with no retribution, no nothing, right? And the same set is going to be like, I can do anything I want, anywhere I want. That's the mentality. So people should see this, Now she looks all scared. She should be sitting there singing the national anthem in her gulag cell. What do you think? My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty.
Shut up with that. You idiot. You're in the gulag. Sing Russian song. Much better.
So anyway, all right. So LeBron James the next day, a day later, a few days later, a day later, whatever it was, LeBron James takes back comments on Brittany Griner's detainment. Here's a picture of him. Look at that shirt. Look at that shirt he's wearing. Oh my God. One thing about rich people that money doesn't make you have taste or class. That's for sure. It just makes you have money. And we all know LeBron James is not afraid to let his feelings be known on a particular topic, whether it's dealing with sports or politics. In this case, it's dealing with both. On Tuesday, a trailer was released for the latest episode of The Shop, where LeBron James of his two of his business partners, Paul Rivera and Maverick Carter, sit down along with a guest in a barber shop and have conversations and debates on just about anything. Ugh, the barbershop format. That is so, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that that shows you how limited the guy's thinking is. In the trailer, and the people around him, in the trailer for the latest episode, which features actor Daniel Kalua, soccer player Marcus Blair. I don't know who any of these people are. Doesn't matter. You probably don't either. Okay. They put together a panel to discuss Brittany Griner's situation in Russia. James, in particular, had some interesting comments when he said she's been there over 110 days, and now, how could she feel like America has her back? So he said that stupid thing, right? Initially, As you'd imagine, people ran a lot of comments that were critical of James instead of waiting to see the crappy episode that he's trying to push so hard that he wants people to see. It's not about Griner. It's not about her getting free. It's about his show. And if you know anything about these guys who are promoting things like that, that's all it's about. That's all it's going to be about. So let's see. Then he backpedaled and he said, "My comments on the shop regarding Brittany Griner wasn't knocking our beautiful country, but I already said that already." And then he got I don't know 681 replies of people being negative again against him. And that's his poll. He realizes he's got to change his bullcrap thinking and float the other way. So, all right. Last week, of course, he said she should go somewhere else, shouldn't come back to America. And he said this is a great country and so many freedoms, and of course she should come back and not go anywhere else because she's American, she belongs here. Yeah, whatever, man. But then again, she was charged with illegal crossing of a customs border with illegal narcotics. That's what it is. So how come they can't say that? How come people can't say that? You know, they can't say, well, she committed these crimes. She did these things, right? I don't know. I got to end the show in a couple minutes. Last story. Woman adds sex work to LinkedIn profile, sparks debate. She says respect it. And people are out there saying respect it. So that got me thinking. I just added a whole bunch of new stuff to my resume under skills, experience, volunteerism, man. Everything. I put a lot of stuff in there. It's very, very impressive. So let's see. A woman chose to list being a self-employed via sex work on her LinkedIn profile. If you hire her, she'd be very popular in the office. But her move of empowerment sparked a debate. Ariel Igozi, who said she worked as a brand advisor and creative director, lists expansive list of work experiences, and one of them being sex. 3 weeks ago, she reportedly left an in-house job with fancy benefits to pursue sex work for being dissatisfied with her role. The biggest reason I could walk away is because sex work shows me that what my power can do. The power of the vag. Iguzi, who boasts more than 10,800 followers on the professional networking site, also added that she charges exorbitant amounts and has no problem being rejected by potential clients and sticks to her clearly defined boundaries. It's exorbitant amounts, IRS. I hope you're listening. Really? I stopped pitching and negotiating. I have nothing to prove. The New Yorker continue. I'm proud that she's a New Yorker, right? It's like I told you about New Yorkers before. I've done the work up front to make my value evident. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? Your buddy Angley likes to get in there, man. You know what I'm saying? A little slapping going on. Woo! Little slap and tickle. I charge big bucks for that, man. Ain't no $50 gonna get you this, yo. So that's kind of how it goes. You know what? People never amaze me because everything happening, I exactly figured it was going to happen to begin with, right? She said now she only works with clients that are respectful, generous, and grateful, saying they don't have to understand it, but they better respect the hell out of it. Ooh. Do they have to sign something afterwards? You're respected. I respect my hooker. This is going to be on Hunter, and then Hunter Biden. I respect my hooker. Do you know how much I respect you? He sounded like a girl. He was in that. Do you know how much I respect you? I bet you I treat you better than anyone. I really can't stand guys with those little squidgy voices. You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? Don't touch me.
It comes down to people who are crazy, right? She says she's all for women's rights, equality, personal choice, and bodily. You think most women sell themselves for money because of equality, you know, or just a personal choice that they can do other stuff? They do that. Most of them do it because of drugs and whatever, or they get in with pimps and terrible people and that type of thing. So this is just another tone deaf piece of crap that's out there who doesn't understand other people in the real world. And go ahead, put it on your resume, man. I did too. So I will see you guys next week on the Red Pill News. I hope you've enjoyed the show. And I don't know, have a good time in life. Watch out for those sharks. Watch out for those lawyers. Watch out for those sex workers. I wouldn't hire one. I would never hire someone who lists sex worker as their on their thing. Like, I just it's a whole can of worms. Something to stay away from. Is that a judgment? Yeah, I guess it is, because you have to watch out for the other people in the office and how far people are willing to go. It could just cause somebody with no limitations like that could cause a lot of problems. I'll see you next week on this show. Goodbye.